Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Curtis with Maine SNAP Ed at Somerset Public Health. Welcome back to our Cooking Matters for Kids program. Glad you joined us today. Last time we were together, we learned a little bit about how to read nutritional facts labels. We talked about processed food and how to find the sugar that was in some of them, especially when we looked at our yogurts. We also saw some healthy snacks that we could actually make ourselves from our kitchen instead of buying packaged ones. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about making healthy choices when we go out to eat. We'll also look at how much fat is in a normal meal from a fast food restaurant. And Evelyn and Lucia are back in the kitchen with us today making a homemade turkey taco. So here I have my plate, and my plate is a great tool given to us by the USDA as a guide for making wise choices when it comes to our meals. So as you can see, we have our fruits and our vegetables, our grains, our protein, and our dairy. Those all make up the 5 major food groups. So the messages that we can take from my plate when looking at it is that we can make half of our plate fruits and veggies. Half of our grain should be whole grain because that's really important for our bodies. With protein, we can get it from 2 different sources, both plant sources and animal sources. And they encourage us to change our protein routine and have some plant sources throughout the week, like beans, nuts, or seeds, and to choose lower or leaner cuts of animal sources, which would be like chicken, tuna, turkey, things like that. Dairy, they always want to encourage us to choose lower fat, so 1% or skim milk would be a great option. All right, so sometimes you might have an opportunity to go out to eat. Sometimes you might even just be at school and you're going through the cafeteria. Either way, you get to choose what's on your plate. And so I'm hoping you'll have an opportunity to make some good, healthy choices for yourself. So here's just some great tips when you are going out and you're able to choose. You want to look for fruit and vegetables and whole grains on the menu. And if you're at school, you're going to be offered those things. You might not be offered them as much in a restaurant, but you can look for them on the menu. You can choose a veggie packed salad as your main meal and go light on bacon, cheese, and creamy dressing. Add some vegetables to your pizzas. Order a small side salad or baby carrots instead of French fries. Ask for whole wheat bread or brown rice. Order a low-fat yogurt with fruit instead of a milkshake. Another great tip is to choose healthy drinks. We've already discussed that. And a great option would be some lemon in my water or 100% fruit juice or low-fat milk. Keep those portions small. One great thing you can do is ask for a box at your table and put half of your meal in the box and take it home to enjoy the next day. Or you can share your meal because those portions tend to get really big. Share your meal with someone in your family. So there's different ways that we can actually go out and be smart about it and be healthy about it. So last lesson, we looked at the nutritional facts labels. And when we were looking at them, we wanted to make sure in the saturated and the trans fats that those numbers were very low or almost nothing. We wanted 0 in trans fats and very low numbers for grams in the saturated fat. So here I've written up a fast food meal, and we have a big cheeseburger, a medium French fries, a chocolate shake, and a large soda. So the amount of calories that, given your age right now, would be about 2,000 calories per day for your entire day. You can see just looking at this meal that it's 2,370 calories in one meal. So you've got the rest of the day. You've got breakfast to eat, and you've either got dinner or lunch to eat. So I broke it down, and I was able to take off the website the amount of calories and fat for each of those items. And I totaled it up at the end, and I ended up having 85 grams of fat. If you can remember, we divided the number 4, that magic number 4, into the gram amount, and that would give us teaspoons. So we came up with, from this amount, 21¼ teaspoons of fat. And I want to show you what that looks like. All right, friends, so here I have a bun, a teaspoon, and some shortening. And shortening is, it's vegetable shortening. It's used for pastries and cookies and cakes. You can find it in frosting. People can deep fry in it or cook in it. And a lot of that stuff makes your food saturated. So this is a saturated fat, and it's not very, very healthy for us. So watch while I load up my bun with 21½ teaspoons of shortening. Twenty, 21, and a half. All right, here is my fat burger, my blubber burger, and that is how much fat, you can see, was in that entire meal of the big cheeseburger, the medium fry, the chocolate shake, and the soda. So that is a lot of saturated fat that we are putting in our bodies, and that's not very good and not very healthy. Kind of gross. So friends, what did you think of that blubber burger? That was pretty nasty looking, wasn't it? So now that we have the skills to be able to read facts labels, we can put them to good use. And on those labels, we want to make sure that the things we order have low saturated fat, 0 trans fats, and low sugar. And you want to make sure your vitamins and minerals are high in percentage. So most places that you can eat out at, they have on their website for their customers a list of all their popular menu items. If they don't have it at the restaurant, that's where you can find it, and you can find exactly how much saturated fat is in all their food. I want you to think of some places that you like to eat at, and maybe go do some digging yourself. Go look on the computer and find out what you can to see if the favorite foods you like are lower in saturated fat, or are they high? And if they are high, can you make better healthy choices? We're back in the kitchen today with Evelyn and Lucia. They decided instead of going out to eat tacos, they were going to make tacos at home, and they're choosing a low-fat version with using turkey meat. So let's watch them as they cook in the kitchen.
It's Evelyn
and Lucia,
and today we're making chicken tacos. They're super delicious and a great lunch and dinner.
Before we start cooking, you need to make sure your surface is clean, wash your hands, and pull up your hair.
For ingredients, you'll need 1 medium carrot, small sweet potato or small zucchini,
1/4 medium head of lettuce,
2 large tomatoes,
4 ounces of low-fat cheddar cheese,
1 can of low-sodium pinto beans,
non-stick cooking spray,
1 pound of lean ground chicken meat,
1 can of chopped or crushed tomatoes, no salt added,
1 tablespoon of chili powder,
1 teaspoon of garlic powder,
1 teaspoon of dried oregano,
1/2 teaspoon salt,
1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper,
16 taco shells. And for materials we will need box grater,
a can opener,
a colander,
a cutting board,
a large skillet,
measuring spoons,
sharp knife,
and a vegetable peeler. Rinse, peel, and grate your carrot, sweet potato, or zucchini. But before you start cutting, make sure you have your parents' permission.
You have my permission.
Rinse and shred lettuce. Then rinse, core, and chop tomatoes.
in a colander, drain and rinse pinto beans.
Coat a large skillet with non-stick cooking spray and heat over medium-high heat. A lot of people will use ground chicken meat instead of ground beef because it's healthier, but it's just as good.
Add grated veggies, beans, canned tomatoes, chili powder, garlic powder, oregano, salt, and black pepper. Stir well. Reduce heat to medium. Cook until thickened about 20 minutes.
Once your taco meat is finished, you can either take a soft shell and heat it in the microwave for 30 seconds, or if you prefer hard shells, heat them in the oven for 5 minutes. Now that we are all done, it's time to test it. Thank you all so much for joining us. Until next time, stay safe and healthy. Bye!
Great job in the kitchen, Evie and Lucia. Those turkey tacos look fabulous. Made me hungry just watching it. So friends, that wraps up today, and I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more on how to read those nutritional facts labels. You've got some good skills going on now. Apply them to foods that you can get at restaurants, apply them on processed foods that you see. Make sure that the saturated fat is very low and those trans fats are 0. Until then, remember, cooking matters for kids. See you next time.